Hey guys, as promised, I'm back on Saturday with another video. Today I'm going to be making buffalo chicken dip. So as you guys could see, I have my chicken and it's already boiling. I have cream cheese and I cut it into cubes. And this is one package. I have half a cup of buffalo sauce, a third of a cup of blue cheese, 1 cup of shredded mozzarella cheese, pepper, salt, some tongs to help flip my chicken, a spatula, and a fork. And then I'm just gonna get a spoon to help mix. So I'm just gonna use a wooden spoon to help me mix together all my stuff for the sauce. So I'm just gonna check to see if my chicken is done. And you do that by taking a knife and just like cutting it and seeing if all the meat is white. So it's done, so I'm just gonna turn off the heat. But before I shred it, I'm gonna turn on the heat to the pan to make my sauce. And I'm gonna put it on medium. Actually, I'll put it a little lower so that my cream cheese doesn't burn. And I'm just gonna use this mini spatula to help get out all of the, well, I didn't need it, but if you're having trouble getting out your cream cheese, you can use a spatula to help. I'm just gonna put that on the side. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly break, like, kind of like put the cream cheese in like different sections of the pot so that it like doesn't burn. And it's on low heat so that it's like a lower chance of burning. But I'm just gonna pull my cutting board. Sorry, I forgot what it was. And I'm gonna take a piece of chicken and I'm gonna let all the water kind of like come off of the chicken. And then I'm gonna put it, and I'm going to try and hold it at an angle where I could shred it. And I'll just adjust it. Okay, so you shred it by kind of taking the fork and like, oh, well, my mom's gonna help.
Let go.
Okay. So my mom's helping me shred the chicken because I was having trouble.
You see, you're going along the lines, so you're going along the grain. That makes it easier to shred. Going along the grain.
So like, this is kind of like what a piece of shredded chicken would look like. Thank
Okay?
you. Yeah. So I'm gonna take another piece and let the water come off. And I'm just gonna do what my mom told me to do. Go along the lines. I'm gonna put those down so that it's easier. If you're having trouble, you could also use your hands as long as they're clean.
And it's not too hot.
And like, it's not too hot so you don't burn yourself. So I'm gonna mix this. Done. I'll show you guys what it looks like. Like that. I'm just gonna try and let it all melt. And I think that cutting it into like cubes will make it easier. I'm just gonna increase the heat a little bit. And I have a pot holder because my fingers are kind of sensitive and I don't want to burn them. So a spoon would be a lot easier to mix with because it doesn't get like stuck into like the kind of like the lines on a whisk. I don't know what they're called, so I just call them lines. So I'm mixing this, hoping that it will melt faster. And if you want, you could increase the speed. I already increased the speed to medium.
The heat.
The heat, not speed. So it's melting. It's just that there's still a little bit of chunks left. So you're just gonna keep mixing it until all of it is done. So there are smaller chunks now, but if you want, you could kind of like mash it. Kind of like I mashed the blueberries in my last video. But like, just like go around like that. I'm gonna lower the heat because it's sizzling. Okay. So it's all melted now because you can see that there are no chunks in it. And I'm just going to I'm gonna grab my blue cheese. This is, like I said earlier, 1/3 of a cup. And I'm going to add it in. And I'm just gonna grab the little spatula to help me get it all out. And I'm gonna put that along the side. Okay, so now that the blue cheese is in, I'm just gonna mix this so that it is mixed together. So now that that's mixed together, I'm just going to grab the buffalo sauce, and this is 1/2 cup. And if you don't like spicy, or you want to add more spice, if you want more spice, you could add jalapenos. But if you want less, or crushed red pepper to give like a little bit more spice. But if you don't want this much spice, you could add more blue cheese and less buffalo sauce. You know, whichever you prefer. But I think how much I'm adding is a good amount. And so I'm just gonna mix it together. But first, I'm just going to grab my pot holder so that I don't burn my fingers. And I'm just gonna mix it together so that the cream cheese, blue cheese, and buffalo sauce come together. And you want it all to look the same color, so no like deeper orange colors and lighter orangish colors. And you want like there to be not so much white, because that means like when you have deeper orange colors or like more white, that means that it's not fully mixed together. Well, or not evenly mixed is another way to say that. So that's what it looks like now that it's all mixed together. And I'm gonna come back to my chicken. I'm gonna grab one more piece. I'm gonna just take this and put it in the bowl so that I have more space. Okay, so now that that's in the bowl, I'm just gonna move it, and then I'm just going to cut it along the lines like my mom taught us. If you were to make this, you could bring it to like a party, and I think that it's actually like a really nice appetizer for the Super Bowl as well. Comment down below if you guys watched the Super Bowl and what team you guys were rooting for, and also what your favorite part was. So you could eat it with crackers, celery, carrots, and or even tortilla chips. For me, I think I like tortilla chips, but I think that's just because I like chips. So my mom's gonna just help me by breaking and grabbing the chicken. Okay, so I know on the thing it says 1 cup of shredded chicken. When I cut the chicken, and I'm using 2 chicken breasts, when I cut it, I thought it would be a cup, but it's okay if you have more or less. It'll still taste good. I'm gonna put a little bit of salt and pepper. I'll just leave this for later if I want to make some more. So my sauce is bubbling, so I'm just gonna mix it up, and then I'm just gonna turn it off for now. And I already put salt, right? Okay. Sometimes I forget what I do, so I have to ask my mom. And then I'm just gonna put a little bit of pepper, and the salt and pepper is to taste so that your chicken is not bland. Okay, so I'm gonna mix it up, and then so I'm gonna take it and I'm going to put it in the bowl, the pot. Okay, and then I dropped the rag, so pick it up. But this is what the chicken looks like in the bowl. And I'm just mixing it around. Can you pass me the pot holder, please? Thank you. And I'm gonna grab it. And you wanna make sure that your chicken, all of your chicken is fully coated with sauce, so that you get a nice flavor. This looks very appetizing, and I haven't even put cheese. So now that it's all mixed in, I'm gonna turn it back on so that I could put the cheese and I could put the cheese on top and let it melt. So can you pass me the cheese? Thank you. So like I said earlier, this is 1 cup of shredded mozzarella. And I'm gonna mix it around so that everywhere gets cheese, and when you eat it, it's melted. And it's also creamy, and that's kind of what we want. The first time I had this, one of my mom's friends brought it over for a Christmas party as one of the appetizers, and everybody at the Christmas party loved it so much. And last year for the Super Bowl, my mom made this, and it was so good, and everybody in my family loves it so much, so I thought I'd make it today. So the only difference between mine and my mom's, which I think mine is going to taste better, but I still love my mom. Hers was really good, but the difference is that I'm using blue cheese, and last year my mom used ranch. So we'll try it and see which one tastes better. So I'm done now, and as you can see, the cheese is melted because when I pull it, you could see it. Hold on. Yeah, I'm not sure if you guys got that, so I'll just do it again. You see that? So I'm gonna turn off the heat, and this is what it looks like. And then I'm gonna put it in a bowl and come back to show you guys the finished product. Okay, so I finished plating the buffalo chicken dip, and that's what it looks like. It looks good if you ask me. But now let's talk about today's message. And today's Bible verse is James 5:16, and it says, "Therefore confess your sins to each other and pray for each other, so that you may be healed. The prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective." I often ask people to pray for me, and many people have asked me to pray for them as well. Without thinking, I always say yes, and most of the time I will ask God to help that person, but sometimes I don't even remember the request to pray while I am praying. After I read this verse, I felt convicted to not only remember the people that have asked for prayer, but to be more earnest in my plea for them. I was thinking about how much fervor I use in my prayer for my friends or family, and I thought, if I want God to honor my request, I have to make it worthy of His time. It is a great thing to pray for others and to have others pray for you, but if we are only doing it half-heartedly, it doesn't make a difference in our lives or theirs. When we earnestly seek the Lord in matters that concern ourselves and our loved ones, we are able to change the way we think and feel about others. Our love for that person deepens, and we are able to empathize with concern and kind of make it our own concern. That's the key to be a great friend and support those around you. We may not always agree with our friends and family, but we can wholeheartedly pray for them, which will be good for both of us. When I pray for someone I am angry at or don't necessarily agree with, first, I ask God to help me. Pray for them with my whole heart and sincerely mean what I am asking for. It doesn't always work right away, but I feel better, and I somehow kind of understand where they are coming from. As you guys enjoy your time in earnest prayer, I'm going to do the same, but not before I have some of this lovely buffalo chicken dip. I hope you enjoyed watching me make this video enough to give this a try. May God bless you until next time, and always, I'm Hannah J. See you Saturday.